well, let's look at Schrödinger and what would actually be on the chalkboard, given M2 phases. So there's an important thing. All right, from my position, let's understand why the leftist. Well, when I see a leftist zombie, what to do on the red dot reticle and how to dial in the windage. And I mean that in pipes. Yeah, obviously internal containment housing, as you would do. And so the Rittenhouse variable, if it comes up, I was like, generally we don't talk about shit in the mill ever. It's like work, chipper, log, corn in Nebraska.
Good evening and welcome to Fox
and it would be
News
pretty
Prime
leftist,
Time.
to be perfectly frank.
The justice system did its job
and
today,
Lou,
Kenosha.
suddenly
After
Susan.
25 long hours of deliberation,
How about
the jury
Rittenhouse
finally
here
delivered
verdict
a verdict
of
in the case of
what
Kyle
the hell is up?
Rittenhouse.
To the fifth count of the information, Gage Grosskreutz, we the
You have to
jury
be
find the
charged in this,
defendant
go through
Kyle
the system on it.
Kyle H. Rittenhouse not guilty.
The interrogation on what went down there for the prosecutor of a state having to go charge this kid and put him behind jail, or being a kid that does it. He has money, he has, parents have money. Obviously you have enough to buy a fucking AR-15, you have money. Stop what you were doing, you were above the line. You're above my line.
Jacob Blake's family wasting no
Feed that
time playing
animal,
a race card.
take care of it.
You know his ideology.
Clearly.
They talk about harming African Americans, they talk about harming minorities, and he acted it out. Now you tell us why he got a free ride. His bail money was raised by the Proud Boys, the Ku Klux
But you weren't
Klan,
looking for him too?
the
If you
Nazis,
let
the
him alone to
skinheads.
peacefully protest, he
Are they
would have been left
plugged up in this
alone to
courtroom?
peacefully protest. You didn't
Do
have to
know
start a
the history of
circle
this
around him.
judge? I heard he's been racist as hell. These people
Why were
been
you
up
starting
to
a
this for
problem
many
under
years.
him? How did
The
that
angry mob didn't get its way.
17-year-old
So,
really,
time to blame
in
the
terms
judge,
of business
who's a
economics,
Democrat.
fuck the world up?
Time to blame racism. Kyle didn't shoot anybody black. And this
Yeah, that's
reaction
what I
isn't
thought.
just coming from protesters outside the courthouse. No. Prominent leftists around the country are losing
Making money,
their minds
marketing
over the
on
verdict.
t-shirts, merch.
Congresswoman Cory
You would
Bush
make it
tweeting,
illegal.
This system
Confederate
isn't
flag,
built
illegal.
to hold white supremacists accountable. It's why black and brown folks are
Well,
brutalized
you can take down
and
Statue
put in
of General Lee.
cages
You
while
only have a
white
few steps in
supremacist
between A to B
murderers
here that
walk
you
free.
really are going to have to take up
The
with
pinheads
Amazon
at
and
MSNBC
Bezos.
chimed in saying, Kyle Rittenhouse
While we're at it,
trial is
Apple, what you
designed
got
to
coming
protect
up on a
white
search engine
conservatives
here
who
about
kill.
things that might go against the grain?
And then you have this lady.
Questions about VPNs and fucking weird stuff. Oh, we have those stories, and here's the bracket. What you use it for? You're looking for IPO in Russia, and they do the pipe work for that, give them the standard mile of gravity because it's probably a beast. And you don't know if you look at them both of them. Can I take the VPN or I buy them out like Instagram or Facebook and do the meta? Or,
was brazen in the way that he put his thumb on this scale.
If you're out there doing what he did, and you were going into a dangerous place, shooting people might have been a possibility where you were living. Compared, you went. Like I said, that had to go to the interrogation room to go to court cases about evidence that went to court.
It's his idiocy. Don't listen to
To
this
that
garbage.
police station in that
We
region
should
to
all
arrest
sleep better
him?
tonight knowing
I mean,
that
who
the
did you
rule
send
of
in
law
for
still
AI?
exists.
Internal
The jury
Affairs
had a
that
difficult
said
task,
that
but they
the
listened to
test on
evidence
this
and
that
justice
said all the
prevailed.
checks and balances that go to the
Just in terms
courtroom
of
did not
your,
waste this guy's time, money, energy, court costs.
attentiveness
That is a
and the
fucking
weaponry that you
vector.
gave to us.
With anything, a tiny gear. I mean, you think about that
Justifies
made out of plastic. It's not
purpose.
supposed to take that kind of chain
That
whip.
the founders of our country
You'd be held
placed
under contempt.
A lot was riding on this decision by the jury. It wasn't just about the innocence of Kyle Rittenhouse. It was also about our
Plastic
Second
cheaper
Amendment
model.
and the right to self-defense. Had the verdict gone the other way, those rights would have been
3D printers
seriously
are
wounded.
kind of good patent
But the
numbers
justice
to
system
why
came
those things
through.
come over and
And now
people
we
lose their
must
shit about
all
some stuff.
respect it. Even Joe Biden knows that. You know,
In the end of it, maybe you could say if he lost the case. I mean, it's like that lawyer showed up that day, but there was so much 42 in this. It's like you couldn't have a defense attorney. You try to use the devil's advocate in your system
but
in
this
here, and
isn't
even
a
they were
case of
going
better
to
late
lose.
than never.
The
Joe
glove
Biden
doesn't
can't
fit,
undo the
don't
damage
acquit.
he caused Kyle Rittenhouse.
I mean,
when he smeared the kid as a white
if
supremacist,
the photon
just
in
so he could
the
win an
camera
election.
CC
Biden's
stuff,
handlers released a statement later, kind of cleaning things up.
kind of
reading,
hard to fuck it up.
While the
as a
verdict
lawyer.
in Kenosha will leave
And the
many
kid doesn't
Americans
have to
feeling
lie
angry and
because-
concerned, myself included, we must acknowledge that the jury's spoken. I urge everybody
I wasn't in
to
the
express their
interrogation.
views
Maybe that'll show
peacefully,
up in
consistent with the
Chicago
rule of law.
PD over
Violence
here
and
on
destruction
some.
of property have no place
Just watched one
in our
about
democracy.
the funhouse murderer.
But will the
He was
protesters in Kenosha
in the
listen?
mental hospital
500
from
National Guard
2017.
troops
They
are
just
standing
posted
by
it
in case
a couple of days
chaos
ago, a day
erupts.
ago.
But
million
so
views
far,
already.
things are actually
I mean,
mostly
girl
peaceful.
set her hair on
Hey,
fire
Sean
with
Hannity
kerosene.
here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox
Holy
News YouTube
Jehovah
page
or
and catch
evangelist,
our hottest interviews and most
angel
compelling
worshiper,
analysis.
Bible
You will
study
not
is,
get it anywhere else.
Some asshole smoked cigarettes in abandoned houses
Let's
that
start
raped a
here.
girl and tied her up
The
after
story of your
murdering one
number
of them. I
is
mean,
the story of your ace
can't make this
history.
shit up.
A score used to measure the